How to be more confident. Today I would like to show you 5 easy tips which can boost your confidence, and I guarantee that these formula will work for you. So let's get started. So most of the time people tell you that you should be more confident. That's an easy task, right? As you can see, I always try to, how should I say, be more confident, maybe on the camera, but in reality a lot of things going on my mind, and it is not easy to fake it and make it at once. You have to know that if you would like to build more confidence, it needs to take step by step, day by day, and the main key for the confidence boost is, I think, the consistency. That's really important thing. Sadly, there is no magic wand in the world which can make you confident immediately. So as I mentioned, it takes step by step, and you have to encourage yourself to do these steps day by day. So the first step is to push yourself to your limits. I think this is one of the most important steps if you would like to build up some more confidence. I think you are in a situation right now that you are living your normal day, so you are good at your own personal environment and your friends, but if you don't challenge yourself to push yourself to the limitations, I think there is slightly chance that your confidence will boost up, because if you are good at something, then it won't reward you big results like in the beginning. So I really encourage you to push yourself to your limitation. That's an important task, and then you always need to go further and further and further, and then let's see what are these tasks which can maybe provide you some confidence. Of course, not everything will work, but I think if you just try to push yourself to your limits, I think it can help you to increase this confidence. You have to embrace the unknown, and you have to understand that, for example, back in your days when you were a child, I think everyone just so easygoing, so we just go to the lake, try new things and so on, but as we grow old, I think this will be changed. Somehow we just start to build up our own barriers, that we don't want to try new things, because most of the time we say that, oh, maybe it won't work, it's not for me, I don't have time, and these things are just narrowing the circle which should be expanded when I just mentioned to push your limits. So I think the number one tip I can provide you is to push yourself to the maximum. The second tip is believe in yourself. I think it go hand in hand with the first tip, but in reality you don't need to be arrogant. So because when there are a lot of successful people and they just seems to be arrogant, but guess what, I think confidence is somebody who is very well known his own skill and fears, and he always try to push himself to the maximum, as I mentioned. But an arrogant person is somebody who knows something very well in the mentioned small environment which he is living, but when he just needs to try new things out, he's the guy who says that, oh, that's not for me, I don't like this, and so on. So I think believe in yourself, it is a key for confidence boost, and you really need to make sometimes this kind of fake it and make it. If you already think that you are confident and you are just try to reprogram your mind that I am confident, I am confident, I am confident, this will help you to be confident later. So I think believing in yourself is a very, very critical point, because you can be confident if you are simply not believing that you can achieve more and more in your life. My third tip is to be very curious. I think, as I mentioned before, if you are not pushing yourself to your limitations and you are not believing yourself, so if you are very curious, I think it will help you a lot to boost up your confidence. Because if you see the world that everything is an opportunity and you need to try everything out, I think these are the starting steps which requires to boost up your confidence. Because if you are not interested in anything, I think it's really hard to change your mind and, okay, I have to go to the gym, I don't want to go to the gym. So you really need to be curious and see the world as everything is an adventure, and then you have to explore it. For example, if your friends are inviting for a hiking trip or something like that, I think you should say yes. Maybe you don't want to go with them because you are lazy or you want to play video games or something like that, but every time you say yes for something you are not interested in, I think this is part of your curiosity, and this can be also increased because you will realize that the more and more you say yes for these kind of random adventures, if I can say that, you will find out that these things have a great results. Maybe some of them will be a bad results, but at least this is something you have figured it out and you can say with a confidence that this is not for me, I don't want to do this anymore. My fourth tip is for you is face your fears. I think everybody has fears and we are already afraid of something which we never faced off, or maybe these kind of fears are just based on our past experiences. So let me say that maybe you have visited a dentist and it was a really bad experience because your teeth has just hurt so much and you didn't like the doctor, how he worked. So in your mind you just think that every time when you go to the dentist it will be a bad experience. So guess what, if you change the factors in the formula, then these kind of bad results in the past can be good results in the present. For example, if you know that back to the dentist example, right now you have to visit your dentist once again and you are already afraid of because of the past experiences. But what if I say that we would like to go to the best doctor in the city who is very kind and he is working as a professional and it won't cause any hurt in your teeth and you will just simply enjoy it. For example, you visit this doctor and after that you just say that it took only 10 minutes to check your teeth and everything went very smooth and you will just realize that okay, that's not a big deal at all. So it is not, I don't have any more fear from the dentist because it is a good thing. So I just would like to highlight for you that don't always rely on your past experiences because these kind of fears are most of the time rely on your past yourself and your past experience, and sometimes you just need to let them go, and then you always need to focus on the present and the future because you always can change these parts of the formula as I mentioned. So if you just how should I say, control these kind of factors, you just can change the bad results to a good results, and it can make you also help you to build up some kind of confidence. So another example that you would like to jump out of a plane, you have a lot of fear from heights and also you don't like the plane things at all, so it seems like a bad experience already even if you didn't try. Let's see, you just very brave and you just commit to yourself that this is something you would like to try, even that it doesn't seem a good idea at all. After that you jump out the plane, maybe it was a bad results or a good results. Let's see, if it's a good results, you already know that you are a brave guy, and if you share this experience with your friends when you are drinking a beer or something like that, and you just share with them this story, I think they will look at you and they will say that okay, this guy is very brave, and I think if you see these kind of feedbacks from your friends, it will already boost up your confidence and you will see that yeah, that's something I already did and I am very proud of it. But if it is a bad experience, it also can have the same effect if you already share this story with your friends. But maybe you also can say that, all right, I already tried, I was brave enough to do this, but never again, because I already know that I did this, I tried this, but not once again. So I think these kind of fear things and fear actions can also help you to boost up your confidence in a big way. So my last tip is for you to talk to yourself and be positive. For example, I always talk to myself a lot, and I think that's something which sounds weird for the first time, but I think everyone is doing this kind of self-talking, and when I just plan something, I always have this self-talking and different scenarios going through my mind that why this plan won't work, why this plan will work. And this is something I really would like to highlight for you. So you have to be positive, but not in that way. I think you already have some friends, or maybe you met some people who are always this kind of narrow-minded positive person. So even though that all the risk and everything is against their plan, they just go ahead because they really believe in these kind of fairy tale positive stories. And for example, back my previous jump off example. Maybe these kind of people just will jump off even if they are not wearing a parachute. So this sounds crazy, but I think there are a lot of positive people who just really think that the world is working in that way. So my point in that is that you have to be positive and hope for the good results, but you also need to make sure that you evaluate these kind of scenarios in your head, and you don't need to make things just because it maybe can boost your confidence up. So as I go back to my previous tips, I just said that okay, you need to say yes for a lot of things, but of course you need to make a healthy evaluation between these kind of results. So if something, for example, is dangerous for your health or your risk, it's not something that you should try because maybe it provides you some kind of good and bad results, like taking drugs or something like that. So yeah, of course you need to be positive, but you always need to evaluate what is good for you on a healthy level. Meanwhile, you also need to make sure that you encourage yourself to try new things and pushing yourself to the maximum, because that's the only way how you can boost your confidence. So these were the 5 tips which work for me when I just try to boost up my confidence. Of course, my confidence is still not as high as it could be, so I still try to challenge myself and try new things like this kind of YouTube things. That's something I am very afraid of, and maybe a lot of the time I am afraid that okay, I need to make another video, but as I try it and doing it week by week, I think it will getting better and better, and it also will provide me some kind of extra confidence, and maybe after 20 or 30 videos I just will realize that that's something which works for me, and it helped me a lot to talk with you, and also it helped me a lot how should I correct my posture, how should I pronounce words, and so on. So I think this kind of YouTube thing is also a great way to increase your confidence, and I really encourage you to try it. And please share your thoughts if you have any kind of advice how we can boost up our confidence, how we can be more confident, because there are a lot of tips and I think there are a lot of methods. Maybe I don't know them, but also it can work for you or for me. So please share your thoughts. So if you like my video, please hit the subscribe button and also like my video, and please follow my Facebook page. It is just already started, and I would like to post more and more regarding this self-development. And thanks you for watching, and see you next week.